On today's episode on WarpDriveM, we are going to figure out what the heck is wrong with the 1 Series, why the hell is shaking the whole car. The whole car is shaking, the shifter is shaking, the exhaust is shaking, the back. I'm gonna show you everything. Before we start working on the 1 Series, I just have to replace the tie rods on the Peugeot because I found the problem for the bad steering wheel. I'm gonna try to show you. So, as you can see, the car is running, the engine is idling perfect, no rough idle or something like that, no error on the dash, nothing. In here I think, just the gas indicator, everything is okay, no errors, nothing. But this is our problem. This is our problem. The car is shaking too much. And now maybe you say it's not that bad, but when you drive the car you feel this shake. And we already installed new engine mounts, new engine mount in there, new engine mount in there, and see how the car shakes. And I'm pretty sure that the flywheel is bad, it's locked because it's a dual mass flywheel. And something in there is bad, but I'm pretty sure, like I said, it's the flywheel. In order to test this properly, we just have to disconnect the drive shaft and we have to check if the car shakes again. If the car shakes again, it's for sure the flywheel. If the car doesn't shake anymore, it's something from the drive shaft to the differential in the back. Now, with everything disconnected, the drive shaft is disconnected from the gearbox. See that? I've disconnected the shifter linkage as well because I want to see if the car will shake again or not. But I'm pretty sure it's going to shake. So let's start the car to see if we still have this crazy shake. Yeah, that metal noise was the drive shaft. Yep, still shakes. Check out the hood, the bonnet. Still shakes. I can feel it in my seat. I'm not sure if you can see. The steering wheel is shaking. The whole car in fact is shaking. And the engine is running perfect. Check this out. This one is shaking and is disconnected. So this means that the whole car is shaking. It's clear now the flywheel is bad. We have to remove the transmission, the gearbox in order to replace the flywheel and the clutch. Now comes the fun part. I'm not really sure if I can manage to remove the transmission in here on this inspection pit, but I'm gonna give it a try. I have to disconnect completely the shifter support from the gearbox and from the car, and after that we have to support the gearbox. This mount we have to remove, of course, all the plugs. We have to remove the slave cylinder from here to 13mm nuts, and it's going to come out completely. We don't have to bleed the clutch. That's a good thing. And after that, E12, I'm pretty sure, and we have in there a bigger one or two bigger ones in there, and on this side as well. That's going to be the tricky part, but I have to remove the bracket from the particle filter, and I'm not really sure. I think I'm going to remove the particle filter once again out, because I will have more room to put my hands in there, up in there, because up in there we have a few bolts as well. Not really sure, I have to think about it. Anyway, I'm gonna update you. And I have ended up removing everything from the gearbox, the drive shaft and everything, the gear linkage, it's out. And surprise, surprise, I've managed to remove all the bolts with some help. Of course, Julian, thank you for your help. And now I think I have to remove this bracket, this support mount, and the gearbox can come out. I don't see any kind of bolt, anything. I think it's free. I'm going to try to take it out, and I'm gonna update you after that. Finally, it's out. We have the gearbox in here. We have the bearing from the slave cylinder shot. It's cracked, so this one is done. Check this out. Okay, and we have a lot of room here for activities, but in here we have a self-adjusting clutch, and maybe you can see the spring is completely till the lock point, so the clutch is done. And we have all the clutch in here because the flywheel is bad and robbed on the clutch and destroyed the clutch, of course. Now I'm going to remove the clutch and the flywheel, and we are going to install new pieces. And before I start removing something, I want to see I want to show you in fact our problem. In fact, let me put the camera on the stand. Check this out now. That's our shake in the whole car. I'm not really sure if the spring is locked on the flywheel or some bolts are snapped, because it has a lot of too much play. In fact, oh my god, that's dangerous. I'm glad that I've opened the gearbox, because this could lead to other problems. Yeah, oh my god, it's bad. Yep, now let's start removing the clutch and the flywheel. Everything is out. I'm not sure if I've put on the screen while I was taking everything out the dimension for the tools. So you will need E10 in here, E12 and E14 for the gearbox. So the smaller ones are E12, the bigger one are E14, T60 in here. And these are hex bit for the clutch, hex bit 6. Anyway, you can see you don't have to remove the starter, it can remain in here. Don't forget to put this plate. This is just not just a plate, this is the crankshaft position sensor. This is the sensor, and these are the grooves, magnetic grooves, and the crankshaft is going to read the position of the the sensor is going to read the position of the crankshaft, and you will have a guide. It only goes one way, so you cannot put this wrong. Anyway, don't forget to put that back. And my diagnosis was right, was perfect, because we have a bad flywheel. The bearing from the flywheel is shot. See that we have just pieces from the bearing, and that's why the car was shaking. The clutch is in good shape, or not that good shape. It is time to replace everything. So because of the flywheel that has display, the whole car was shaking, and we cannot drive the car like this, or we cannot sell the car like this, and I don't want to sell any car that I know that has a big problem. So I'm going to replace everything, put everything new, put the gearbox back, and we'll have a perfect car to sell. With all of that being said and done, I think we are at the end of the video. I took everything out, I found the problem, and in the next episode we have to replace the clutch assembly, everything, flywheel, clutch, pressure plate, cylinder slave for the gearbox, everything. I'm tired, I'm dirty, and if you want to see more progress on this car, join me on the next episode. If you like this episode, please give me a thumbs up. If you don't like the video, as usual, thumbs down. Until next time, see you later.